First and foremost, it is a pleasure to be speaking with you, as I've been a fan of your work for a very long time. Sing
Thank you.
Street's like one of my favorite films.
Excellent.
I'm not even kidding. But I'll start off with
Great.
my first. Yeah, I'll start off with my first question.
Okay.
um, One notable change this season is that some of the stories take place outside of New York, specifically the three that you directed. So my question is, was this done out of convenience? Because I know some of the filming was done during pandemic, or did you feel like the season needed some fresh scenery?
Well, that's a good question. I think that I did have the conversation before the pandemic when we were planning out what season 3 could be, or season 2 could be. There's me getting ahead of myself into season 3 and 4. And I did think that we ought to be careful that any specific city, particularly New York, which is such a romantic, for many people outside New York, it's an aspirational place. It's a destination to go and fulfill all of your dreams and so on and so forth. I wanted to be careful that that didn't overshadow what I wanted to be in the show, which is a feeling of this is about characters and not scenery, not bridges. I never wanted the city to get too big that it was in, and I wanted to stress and sort of show audiences we can make this anywhere. We're really nimble, and nothing will stop us. And then the pandemic came and sort of tested that theory. And it was a theory that a lot of people didn't agree with, which was like, no, it has to be in the same place. And my argument was like, no, this is the one show that doesn't have to be in the same place. Like Fargo needs to be in Fargo. Taxi needs to be in New York. Larry David needs kind of to be in LA. Seinfeld needs to be in New York. You can have episodes where they all go away or whatever. Modern Love kind of doesn't, because it's so much about character, and the characters are always changing. So why should the city stay the same? Why should we limit ourselves at all? If we're really true to ourselves, what we're saying is that love could happen in an airplane between two cities. Love can, as long as there's a destination or a sense of the modernity of the characters and the fact that they're living in big cities, it doesn't really matter what the city is. And I think what I wanted to do was take somewhere between a baby and a regular step towards that, at least in season 2. But I wanted to inch forward a little bit and see, if we completely lose our audience and they say, no, it must be in New York, that's fine, we'll listen to that. But if, as I suspect they will say, this can kind of go anywhere, I love that idea. And I love the idea that we could shoot episodes in Paris and New York and London and Dubai and anywhere we wanted to go.
I couldn't agree more. It still works. So
cool. Well,
it is.
Yeah.
My next question might be my last too, because of timing, but I just have to say one thing I admire about most of your projects is the correlation between love and music. And this seems to be the perfect marriage of that. Do you agree?
Yeah, I find that weirdly, every relationship that I've had and every important sort of romantic moment in my life seems to have a soundtrack to it. I don't know if it's chicken or egg. Maybe I'm acting differently because music was playing and being more romantic and hopeful, or is it the other way around? Is it that I remembered the music that maybe wasn't even there because I'm so in love and loved up, or so full of possibilities or whatever. But music always seems to be connected. I mean, from Tolstoy, from the great sort of literary novels of the 19th century, it seems like the music of the time was incorporated into the love story very deftly. And the two are like, they just go hand in hand together for me. I'm a hopeless romantic when it comes to that sort of thing, and I hear music and I'm transported back to my past. And I'd certainly find Modern Love is a great, it's a great, we've created, myself and Gary, particularly Gary Clark, who does sort of most of the music for the show, we've created this sort of audio database, this sort of soundtrack to the series that is all about romance and love and the possibility of human connection.
John, it was a pleasure to speak with you. I wish you the best of luck with the series, and hopefully I get to speak with you for, seasons 3 and 4 as you hinted at.
Bring it on. Thank you. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you too.